Hello, my name's John Harvey and I'm going to be your guide around Buckingham's circular walk. We're beginning here next to the Green Bridge, next to the main car park here in Buckingham, and we're going to be moving on from here to the skate park. But first, a little bit about where we are. We're in the Heartlands. This is a park managed by Buckinghamshire Council to such a high standard that it has a green flag. So well done, Buckinghamshire Council. So we're going to move on from here to the skate park. And here we are at the skate park, about to be replaced, hopefully soon, using some Section 106 money, to a brand new skate park that we hope the youngsters of the town will enjoy, because there's always lots of them here, always hanging out, chatting with their friends, skateboarding and everything else. And what's nice about this area is it has a legal covenant on it, which means it has to be for the benefit of young people and their play and recreation, which is great to have that. There's no danger of this ever becoming anything other than a place that children and youngsters can play in. Anyway, we'll go on to our next point now. Okay, so here we are about to cross the London Road, and hopefully the crossing here won't take too long to change. A bit difficult to navigate. Use the crossing obviously for safety. So you come out past the garage, use the crossing, and I'm about to go down Ford Street. Here we go. Okay, so here we are, Ford Street. It's called Ford Street, of course, because there is a Ford. It's not in use. It was the main entrance to the town once upon a time. And we're also next to Cooper's Wharf, where there used to be boats here, and there's a little history panel there if you want to find out more about it. It was put up some years ago. Looking good. Not a place I'd recommend that you drive across. I'd use the bridge if I were you. And now we're going on into Chandos Park. Beautiful part of the park. Athletic ground for the university on our left, on our right, beautiful pots as always, and this wonderful willow tree. Okay, so here we are in Chandos Park, which is owned and managed by the town council. Behind me is the accessible choice for this route. If you went straight on, which is the non-accessible route, but that's the quickest route, I guess. That does go over a bridge with steps, but behind me is a route that takes you back to Chandos Road, where you would turn right and then end up at the corner of Chandos and Station Road by the Chandos building. But we're going to carry on this morning towards the Flosh, which we'll tell you about in a second. But here you can make that choice if you're on wheels or have wheels to go there behind me. But Chandos is a lovely park. Behind me is the tennis courts. There's over there is the bowling green, and there's a multi-use games area for youngsters, basketball and so forth. And then around the corner is a playground which includes accessible play areas for young children as well. So here we are at the old Tanlaw Mill. We're now about to go onto the university ground. There's a permissive path that completes the circuit of the circular walk. The Tanlaw Mill is the Students' Union, and there's a gymnasium in there too for the students to exercise in. Great place. Everyone can become a friend of the university, and then you can get access and join and have a drink outside here at the old Tanlaw Mill. A lovely spot. And just to mention that here is where our university does its duck race once a year. They're launched a bit further upstream, and this sluice is opened, water flows, winning duck arrives here. Okay, here we are at the Flosh, wonderful weir that's just a delight to be at, listen, watch, and so on. Behind me, we talked about the accessible route. As we know, we leave Chandos a while ago, join Chandos Road, come down Station Road, come all the way nearly to the end, and there's an access point just behind me, where then the path takes you up through the trees there, and you can come across the bridge to my right into this area if you'd like to. It's not ideal, but that's the best way for people with wheels to come. Anyway, we're going to move on now and go to the railway walk. Here we are at the Chandos building, former milk factory, now our university's medical school. And as with lots of buildings in Buckingham, make sure you look up, because you can see behind me an owl made out of metal. I don't know why it's there, but a lot of people don't notice it, and I think it's worth a notice. The milk factory did develop something, a precursor to Ovaltine, so it has some claim to fame. And indeed, if you're walking along the Chandos Road, the other side of the building, you'll see the remnants of the hatches where people would deliver the churns of milk to the factory decades ago. Okay, so here we are at the start of the railway walk. Behind me, in fact, is what's called the scenic walk, which is not part of the circular walk, but that goes on all the way to the Tinswick Road, worth a walk, of course. We're going to be heading that way, north, towards the A421. But just before we go there, make sure you have a look at this information panel, which tells you about the railway, tells you about the milk factory. I just mentioned a bit of the information there. And if you want to know more about the railway too, there's a wonderful scale model in the old jail that's worth going to have a look at. It just gives you a sense of what things were like here, because I'm standing here on what was, of course, the old station platform. So here we are on the railway walk, and next to a large pond, which I always find very mysterious, probably full of nasty chemicals left behind from when the railways were ripped out by Beeching back in the early 60s. But I think it's an interesting place and one to maybe contemplate. But enjoy the railway walk. It's full of wonderful wildlife. We're here at another accessibility choice point. To my right is a path that goes around the back of the Badgers housing estate with lots of grass and some mud, depending on the time of year, of course. And to my left, we'll show you in a second, is the accessible route. Okay, so this is where the circular walk crosses the Bourton Road. The accessible route would come down Badger's Way, and the other route from behind me. And this is the access. Beautiful sunny day. Bourton Park, owned and managed by the Town Council, as you can read here on the sign. The circular walk goes behind me to my right, but over there you must visit the rest of Bourton Park full of wonderful picnic benches. The Holocaust Memorial Stone is there as well. There's a multi-use games area. There's even a table tennis table. And there's a children's playground full of wonderful places for children to hide and play. And it's just a gorgeous park. And indeed, there's a weir here as well to enjoy. Come and visit Broughton Park. Behind me is the paddock where we have the fireworks and the dog show, and of course we also have the Celebrate Buckingham event, which will be happening again next year. A wonderful long by the river park that is a park to enjoy in the town. Here we are, back where we started, by the Green Bridge. Thank you very much for watching this video. One thing that you wouldn't have noticed, because it's been off camera, are all the conversations we've had with people as we've walked around this route. And that's the delight of Buckingham and the delight of the circular walk. You get to meet lots of people, pet lots of dogs, say hello, admire the wildlife. Come and do it. It's great for your physical well-being and great for your mental well-being as well.